All right, guys, welcome to week 6 of high school football, and we're going to be doing the picks a little bit different today. Robert Vela is going to be here today helping us. He's going to be our pick correspondent, or what do we call you? Our pick model. He's going to be telling us the games. Kevin and I will be talking about the games we're picking. Rob, jump in whenever you want with a pick if you want.
All right.
And we'll get started right now. Rob, what's our first game?
Starting tomorrow, La Jolla High at Mac High.
Jake, I'll go with this one first. I like the way La Jolla's defense has been playing. They held Mission's offense to was it shutout last week. So it's one of many shutouts that they've had. I think their defense is their strong suit. Mac High is getting Gunner back. He's going to be back as a Bulldog, but I think the defense for La Jolla is going to get enough done. So I'm going to go with the Coyotes to go 2-0 in that district.
I'm going to go with the Coyotes because their defense are playing really well. I really like the way they're playing, so I'll go with the Coyotes. I like them, but I wouldn't be surprised. Let's see how Gunnar Henderson does in this matchup. It'll be real interesting to see how good they can be this week with Gunnar.
Is he gonna come back right away?
He's supposed to be cleared. He's done his 15 days he should be clear.
All right, second game tomorrow. Juarez Lincoln versus La Jolla Palmview.
Well, actually, the way the schedule breaks on this one, I don't know why it looks different this week. These are Friday games. Like I don't know why this week.
Yeah, it's swapped between Thursday and Friday games.
Oh, okay.
It used to be Thursday and Friday.
Yeah, so it's a little bit different now.
I see.
I messed me up earlier.
So then the second game would be Sherry Pioneer versus Mission Vets.
Okay, well, I'll take that one. I'm going to go with one of the teams in Mission. Oh wait, that means that McAllen, because technically, if you don't ask Pioneer, because they get mad about this, but Pioneers, doesn't like to say that be called McAllen Pioneer, as Clay calls them on the news. But I'm going to go with Mission on this one. I think that Mission Vets, excuse me. I think that you have to beat Mission Vets at least one time before I can say that you're going to beat them. I like what they're doing at Pioneer. I think they played a great game against Laredo Nixon. Laredo Nixon is a very tough team, even though they're mad at Greg Selber on Twitter. But we're never going to pick for you, so I'm sorry. But I'm going to go with Mission Vets in this game. I think you look at the weapons they have. There may be, I think Pioneer is still maybe a year away from hitting that top spot in that district.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Mission Veterans as well. To beat the man, you got to beat the man. And Pioneer, we still haven't seen that signature win that we're hoping to see soon. I picked them week 1 to beat McAllen Memorial. They fell short in that one. But you're right, as far as an offense goes, they got plenty of weapons, plenty of athletes. That's something we saw 7-on-7. And this is probably one of the bigger games on the schedule this week because we're seeing these two teams that had duked it out in 7-on-7, and now they're picking up right where they left off this time with pads on. It's going to be at Tom Landry Stadium. Mission Veterans is 3-0 in that district. I'm going to go with the Patriots at home.
All right. You got anything on this one? No?
No, not this one.
Okay. All right, what's next?
Tomorrow, Economides versus PSJ Memorial in PSJA.
Yeah, you go.
Oh, I'm going to take the Jaguars in this one. They're going to rebound after last week's loss to Econ. PSJ Memorial, still a young and upcoming team. Just 2 green, ironically, in this case. But I'm going to go with the Jags to rebound and get a win, get their first district win.
All right. Normally, I would pick the Jags because they're my favorite team, and their coaching staff loves me. I'm gonna go with the Jags again. I get along with them really well, so I'm gonna go with the Jags. Hi to Cameron Bella, by the way. Cameron Bella says hi.
Oh, who's that?
I have no clue.
Yeah, that's my daughter. I guess she's watching.
Yeah. Feel free to keep messaging us. We'd like to see this. San Benito's already on here. Edinburgh, the Jags have already got somebody on here. Feel free to give us some comments. Let us know if Kevin's wrong. Thanks.
The next one for tomorrow is the second Edinburgh school to play. PSJ Southwest playing at Richard Flores Stadium against Edinburgh North.
Yeah,
Devin,
go ahead. Look at me. Yeah, it's homecoming week for Edinburgh North. This is the week Edinburgh North gets their first win. Leave it at that.
Wow.
This is the week. This,
Of course, you've been
they-
saying
they
that.
have- well,
You've been saying that almost every week.
no,
So
no, I picked them to lose the last 2 weeks, but Edinburgh North has been 0-4 since 1991. It's been since before I was born. So this is the week.
same with us. You know what? I would love. Wait, who are they playing? PSA Southwest.
It's an interesting game.
PSA Southwest won one game in district, but the first time in 6A they won their first game against PSJA, a rival. PSJA this year runs a similar offense to what Edinburgh North is running. I hope I'm not making PSJA mad about that. But I think I would normally go with Edinburgh North, but I'm going to go with PSJA Southwest because I think that they really know what they do. They run Mel Rios' offense, and Rob's watching on his phone. But they run Mel Rios' offense from PSJA. Coach Flores does a great job over there. I'm going to go with PSJA Southwest. Johnny Galvan should be happy about that.
Who'd you pick last week? Amber?
I picked
Bella or
Bella. I picked
Mark?
Bella last
Okay.
week. And Harlingen South.
Like that was a hard.
You
game.
know,
Oh, absolutely.
But the only reason he picked Harlingen South, by the way, Rob, is that he didn't want to jinx.
I jinxed them the first 2 weeks.
oh, I see.
I had to reverse
Yeah,
it.
that's the reason they lost.
So usually I'll take pictures and tweet out scores, but Kevin was going to take over the tweets, but something happened.
Yeah, I lost my phone. It was chaos. Friday night, I had to go around crazy, like a crazy person, track my phone. Finally found it.
How bad it was that he had to have the PA announcer.
Yeah, shout out to Leo Reyes for hooking me up. Thank you, Coach Garza too.
Yeah.
But we got it taken care of.
All right, let's see. The next 32-5A, Brownsville Lopez versus Donna North.
Very interesting ball game, Jake. Down in North, much like Pioneer, hasn't kind of gotten it going yet. We see the flashes, we see the potential there, but what Jason Starkey's doing with that defense, remember they're 1 2-point conversion away from being undefeated, and that 2-point conversion was against Port Isabel, I think, back in week 1. But this is at Donna, but I'm going to go with Lopez to win this football game.
I'm with Lopez. I'm probably going to be with Lopez the rest of the year because I think what Coach Starkey's done is he's created something really special over there. It's a team that lost and lost and lost. And for him to turn this around, those kids actually believe it. And in that district, they could make the playoffs. Because there's some teams that would normally be really good that aren't this year. And I think that he's got a good chance of making the playoffs.
All right. Let's see. Mercedes
I'm gonna be
Tigers versus Brownsville Veterans.
Yeah. I'm going to be at this one tomorrow. I think I'm going to go all the way down to Brownsville, to Sam Stadium. If you haven't been there, it's one of the better stadiums. And we're talking about older stadium.
Yeah.
There's some older stadiums that just don't do it for you. This one, the great ambiance, the way it's situated, the field's great. Now, having said that, in this game it's tough because Brownsville Vets has played really good this whole season. I believe they've lost one game to Vela. So, excuse me. Mercedes just got their first game against Donna, their win against Donna. Normally, I wouldn't go against the Tigers, but you're going on the road. You're playing Brownsville Vets. Brownsville Vets was a 6A team. They didn't lose very much. I mean, you look at that team; they've been able to replenish what they lost. So, I'm going to go with Brownsville Vets in this game.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with Mercedes in this one. I think they got that win off their back. I think now the blood's flowing over there. Everything's a lot more easier for Mercedes. You're right. It's gonna be a road win. It's gonna be a road game for Mercedes, and this game kind of sets the tone on who's gonna be the district front runner. Of course, both teams still having to play Ed Couch, but this is one of those games that's gonna put that team in the driver's seat. I'm gonna go with Mercedes in a close one.
All right, then we go to some non-district matchups. We got the first one on the list is McAllen Rowe versus Gruya. What do you think?
It's an interesting game. You look at this game, Gruya can't lose in this game. They play well against a road team that's, undefeated. They look good. If they win, it's a shocker. And if they get blown out, it was supposed to happen. But for Gruya, it's only better. It's only positive because you look at it, if they win, it teaches their kids a lesson. If they lose, it teaches their kids a lesson. So, go ahead and pick.
Well, I'm going to go with Rowe in this one. They got a gut check last week against.
Oh, why don't
so
you
it
just
was
go with the
on you.
obvious? God bless. I'm gonna go with Rowe also. You're right.
Okay, Rowe. No painting pictures this week.
Okay. By the way, the next game I got. I was corrected on this one. We were looking at this one like, wow. Port Isabel's JV is playing MMA, so we can skip that one.
Well, all right.
Let's not do that one.
All right, so then I think that wraps it up for the Thursday games. We'll go ahead and start for Friday's games, and that's La Jolla High. Didn't we go over this one already?
We did, yeah. I'm actually going to be doing that game for with KMAC, or with McAllen ISD this weekend. So I'm going to be filling in for Mario Reyna on this game. So I'm going to miss the Bella Edinburgh game for this one. So
Okay. No, that's all right. Where are you going to be?
Bella.
Okay. Are you going to tweet, or are you going to?
I'm going to tie the phone to my hand with a neck brace that way, but I will be tweeting, yeah. Rob and I will be at the Bella Edinburgh High game on Friday night, so.
All right. Let's see. Juarez Lincoln versus La Jolla Palmview.
what is Lincoln? Okay, they played Nicky Rowe really tough, 17-14. They lost to him. I got Juarez Lincoln making the playoffs as a 4 or 3 seed in this district.
Huskies, yeah. I agree with your pick there. They played real tough, and we go with Huskies.
Yeah.
Okay, then that was quick. McCall Memorial versus Mission High.
You have to be on crack not to pick McAllen Memorial. So I'm going to go with McAllen Memorial. If you look at the running game. If you haven't seen, I posted one on my Twitter account, 956Jake 956 Sports. If you look at that, Campbell Spates makes some big boy moves in that thing. I put Medieval on some runs. You watch him, and one, he gets spun out of the line. He gets spun around. And he's got his bearings to be able to shift direction and go the opposite way. Incredible run. You got to look at that. It's on my Twitter. But it's an incredible run by him. That team is getting good, and their defense is getting really good. So I got McAllen Memorial in this game.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Mustangs as well. And yeah, you're right. If you hadn't seen that run by Campbell, it'll remind you of somebody we just seen about a year ago this time of year. But the other X factor as well is JoJo Williams is starting to get his bulk of the carries. He's starting to make an impact as well. So him, Emilio Mendez, and Campbell Spates, just one of the premier backfields in the Valley. So I'm going to go with the Mustangs.
All right. Next game on the list is Roma versus Sherryland in District 31-5A.
Kevin, you got this one.
Jake, this is very, very interesting because Roma is kind of in a spot where, they're still looking for that first district win. Sherryland, meanwhile, is on a win streak after that first week 1 loss. Sherryland's at home. I don't think Roma is healthy just yet, but they could be that most dangerous 0-2 team, most dangerous 0-3 team down the road. I'm going to go with the Rattlers. That's Sherryland at home. I think Ronadame has those kids believing, and they're really rolling right now.
It's been a tough year for Roma. Roma's lost some tough games. Lost to Rio last week. Their offense hasn't really clicked. Sherryland's offense is clicking. Their defense is playing well. They had time to kind of. They played Valley View. They had a bye before that. So I'm gonna put my money on Sherryland in this game. But Roma's got to come through. I mean, it's one of those moments right now. They got to get a win early in the season. It's really almost mid for them. If they get this win, there might be a chance for them to make the playoffs. If you don't get this win, you just become the spoiler the rest of the year.
Sherryland's defense had only one fun fact here. Sherryland's defense only had one returner back from last year. Their defense is averaging 12 points a game.
Wow.
So that's pretty scary.
All right, Laredo Figueroa versus Rio Grande City.
We're going to go with Rio in this one. I think Jake will agree to this. Paul Reyes and Rio, they're going to continue their winning ways.
Yeah, Coach Aaron Garcia, since he's got there, he's changed that thing around. Not that I can't really say change the thing around. He's been instrumental in taking them over that hump that they had the last couple of years. I like Rio, and I like Rio against Figueroa. I think they learned their lesson from that Martin game, and they're really going to take it to the Laredo teams. So I got Rio on this one.
All right. Another Laredo school traveling to Valley View tomorrow night. Laredo Martin, did I say that? I'm sorry.
Martin and Valley View. I'm going to go with Valley View at home in this one.
I'm going to go with I saw Laredo Martin play, and they got a great quarterback. Normally, I want to pick a Valley team, but they got a great quarterback at Laredo Martin. Valley's got some good defense though, so if they can keep him pinned in, they might have a chance. But I give the edge to Laredo Martin in this one because they beat Rio earlier.
What do you think about that? They still have that blue field.
I like the blue
Do
field.
you think it throws anybody off as soon as they hit the field?
Throws me off because I'm colorblind. I was like, wait a minute, is this purple? Is this blue? It's unique.
All right, Kevin, Nick Escobar says hi.
Yeah.
Something about home runs.
Yeah, we played baseball together. Good guy. He's a former Cougar / Bobcat. A little bit of both.
All right, next game.
He's an old woman.
No, he's a former Bobcat
Oh, okay.
Cougar.
District 31 6A. Edinburgh Villa versus Edinburgh High.
Yes.
I might have to take a pass on this one because I'm taking some heat on Facebook. No, go ahead and pick this one first because I got one, but we'll figure out where you're at first.
Well, seeing what we've seen with Edinburgh High and what they did last week with Economides, I'm going to go with an upset. I'm going to go with Edinburgh High in this one. It's going to be it's a rivalry game. It's inner city. It's the first time they've played in, I think, over 2 years. Rob, I don't know if you can testify to that. And I do believe Vela leads the series 2-0 the first 2 times they played. I want to say that's what the record is because they haven't played
The
much.
first time that EHS played, and I think we were just talking about this before we went live, Jake, Edinburgh High pretty much routed them pretty bad. Am I right?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
then-
It was
and then-
Edinburgh beat them, I think, like 51 or something like that, and then they came back the next year and beat them by 1 more point or something like that.
Right.
Vela did. So, and that was Bella's coming out party that year.
Right.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Who'd you pick?
The Bobcats. I'm going to go with the Bobcats in an upset.
Okay. I don't know if you call it an upset right now, but I actually give the edge still to Bella. I think Bella's still the team to beat in this one. I still think that depth-wise, they're still going to have more than Edinburgh High. Edinburgh has played exceptionally well. If they win this game, it puts them in a very good spot to make the playoffs because they had to steal at least one game right now early in the early season. They stole it against Economides, and the way the rest of the district's shaping up with the injuries and all the other stuff, it's almost wide open. So I give the edge to Bella. I wouldn't be surprised if Edinburgh wins, but let's be realistic. Whoever comes out of this game is in the driver's seat to win district.
Yeah, I agree.
So, but I like this next game.
The next one is PSJ North versus PSJ High. There's another inner city rivalry.
Yeah, another big one, and I think the big storyline as well is knowing what we know with PSJ North being without the services of Bo Adams. So that's going to kind of open the door here for PSJ to kind of come into this game and do what they want to do on offense with Trey Guajardo and that big offensive line up front. But I think the Raiders, like you talked to Coach Kaufman last week, he said it's going to be the next man up for PSJ North. For now, PSJ North gets it done. It's going to be a close one. Like Rob said, it's a rivalry game. Anything can happen. I don't understand that, but I think PSJ North is going to win in a shootout.
I don't know anymore because Coach Kaufman says next man up, but it's really hard to replace a Bo Adams. And you only had a week. Or I think they played on a Thursday, so they've had a week and a day to kind of get healthier and figure out what you're going to do. But Bo's out. That takes a lot of your offense away. I want to see what PSJ High does as far as rebounding from the Southwest game. Southwest really played well against them. So I'm actually going to go against PSJ North. I'm going to go with Steve Monokeen and the Bears because you're talking about maybe a more sure thing at quarterback, or not quarterback, but on offense, and I'm going to go with them.
All right. This is the week for inner city rivalries. The next one we have is Brownsville Pace going up against Brownsville Porter again at beautiful Sam Stadium.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, I'm going to go with Coach Campos, and the Porter Cowboys in this one. Man. I think this is the week they get their first one.
I'm actually going to go. I'm going to go with Pace. I'm going to go with Pace in this game. I don't like to go against Tom Campos, but I think Pace is due for a win here, and I think this is the win they get. They're gonna get this win.
All right. This next one looks pretty interesting also. Edcal Chelsea versus Donna High. And that's going to be played in Donna.
And,
Okay. Normally, this would be one of those games where you have to send a camera to. I don't think so anymore because Donna had struggled against Mercedes. I think they got scored on in their first 3 possessions. It was like 21-0 right away against Mercedes. Edcal Chelsea is even more stout than Mercedes. It's going to be a tough year for Donna right now. It's been a tough year. I'm going to go with Edcal in this one. Like to see the Redskins win. Both schools left me, so but I'm going to go with Edcal in this one.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Ed Couch as well. Exactly what Jake said as far as the offense goes. Ed Couch is, if not the best, one of the best offenses. Too many weapons for Ed Couch, so I'm going to go with the Jackets.
All right. Brownsville Hanna, District 32-6A, Brownsville Hanna versus Weslaco High.
So the 32-6A gauntlet continues for a lot of these teams. Weslaco fell to East last week. I think the Panthers are going to get back on track and get their first district win this week, and that's going back to what they like to do, and that's running the ball against Hanna.
Yeah, not being mean. Sometimes you like a feel-good game. This is one of those feel-good games in your season. I give it to Weslaco, and I give it to Weslaco in a romp because I think they're going to want to send the message to the rest of the district that they're not. What you saw last week wasn't that team. So they're going to come out and they're going to put some work in with Hanna. So I get Weslaco.
All right. Los Fresnos versus Harlingen South.
Here's the scary thing about this district. They're going to have a team or two that don't make the playoffs that could beat another team in 30 or 31. They could beat one of the top teams. This district is that good. Los Fresnos and Harlingen South are both that good. Harlingen South had a lead against Harlingen. Harlingen came back and won. Los Fresnos had a lead and lost to San Benito. San Benito, though. So I'm going to go with it's at Bogus Field. I'm going to go with Harlingen South. I'm actually impressed. Both two out-of-town coaches, so I like that kind of thing. I like new blood. Not a constant retread. So I'm going to go with Harlingen South, though.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Los Fresnos to bounce back again after a tough loss. They were leading at 1 point 13-0 against San Benito, and that's not an easy thing to do against the number 1 team in the Valley. Although Harlingen South, I do like what they do on offense. Brandon Villarreal at quarterback. They're a fast-paced offense. Coach Ritchie's doing a great job over there. And they were up on Harlingen early on too. But this district is extremely tough. But I'm going to go with Mark Mata in another shootout. So I'm going to go with Los Fresnos on the road in this one.
Okay.
All right. Next one, Weslaco East versus San Benito.
Every week we can call it a blockbuster matchup in 32-6A, and I think we're going to have to find different words to describe each game. But Weslaco East got their big win in the Taco Bowl. San Benito got their win against Los Fresnos. Again, this is where you get a really good defense meeting up against a really good offense. But San Benito has a really good defense too, and I think they're more versatile on offense. They can stretch the field and they can run the ball with Ty Harper, who had a big game this last week. I'm going to go with the Greyhounds to stay undefeated on the year in this one.
We're talking about San Benito, right?
San Benito, Weslaco East.
San Benito, right? We're talking about them. Zeke the Freak on Twitter, thank you for reaching out to me today. Look, San Benito's really good. San Benito's really good, and I saw Weslaco East do something that I've never seen happen to a Weslaco team. I've never seen really happen ever. Weslaco ran 3 plays in the third quarter. I was there for that game. They ran 3 plays only in the third quarter. Weslaco East controlled the ball the rest of the time. So I'm going to say this one right now. If Weslaco East does that to San Benito, it's the same kind of outcome. Whether I think they can do that is a different thing, but their defense played outstanding, coming off a tough loss to Economides. This is a different Weslaco East team. I'm actually going to go with East in this game because the defense that they played in the second half against Weslaco, uncanny. It was something I've never seen before. Sorry.
All right.
I got a lot of Greyhound fans here right now, so sorry guys. I want to go with you guys, but I think East is going to pull the upset.
All right, next one. We got Hidalgo versus Brownsville St. Joe's.
This is the worst week to be Hidalgo because St. Joe's coming off that tough loss to PI. Everybody picked Brownsville St. Joe. PI came in, dominated, or not really dominated, but it was a close game. But the running attack dominated. I think the running attack's going to be part of Brownsville St. Joe's offense because Kai and the running back Garcia, yeah. I go with Brownsville St. Joe in this game, and I wouldn't want to be Hidalgo this week. It's a tough schedule. They got one of the toughest schedules for a team.
Yeah, St. Joe is going to answer back. They're going to answer back fully with their offense all around. They're going to get back in the win column this week with a win against Hidalgo, so I'm going with the Bloodhounds as well.
Okay. Just got to say, time flies. Kai Money is Philip Money's son.
Yeah.
And Philip Money was very close to our family, so I wish him nothing but the best. I just wanted to throw that out there. Next, we got La Villa versus Benavides.
Oh, real quick before we start, Sarah Serrano, the soccer player from PSG North, awesome basketball player. She signed with St. Edwards, so congratulations, got that on here. Big ups.
Good kid.
Yeah, your daughter plays soccer.
Yeah, and we know Sarah from the national championship Dynamo team. Sarah's a fantastic player, even better person, raised by some really, really good parents. So congratulations, Sarah. We're all proud of you over here at 956.
All right. What was next, Rob? Sorry.
We were at La Villa versus Benavides.
Kevin?
I'm going to go with Benavides in this one. It's been a rough year for the Cardinals.
See, I believe in Valley teams, so I'm going to go with La Villa. And Benavides lost last week, so. All right.
All right. The last one for Friday is Santa Maria versus Progreso.
Okay. I actually screwed up, and somebody texted me this morning, and I forgot to get back to you. It's the Battle of... What are they calling this? I can't remember. I'm going to put it online. I can't remember what this battle is called, but I'm going to put it online. Sorry, Santa Maria. I know you guys contacted me today. Santa Maria versus Progreso. Progreso doesn't have a win this season. You know what? I'm going to give it to Progreso. They're playing at home. I'm sorry, Santa Maria, but I'm going to give it to Progreso. They need their win.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Progreso as well. This is the week they get their win with all the athletes they have here.
Yeah. Is that all we have for games?
Nope, we got one more. It's a rare Saturday night game. Big Harlingen High versus Brownsville Rivera. Again, Sam Stadium where you're lucky if the train goes by.
Yeah. Okay, here's one question that we had. How is Harlingen going to be with Leo Tienda back? They're going to be good. Because eventually, that team's going to pick up steam with Tienda. They're going to be awesome. This is the kind of game that you want to have to get him better, but also not play him as much. Maybe rest him up. Harlingen High wins this game, and I think beating a Harlingen South team, a really tough one, I think that they're on a nice little roll right now, getting their legs back underneath them. I wouldn't be surprised if the Battle of the Arroyo is something special this year.
Yeah, it's going to be. But for now, I'm going to go with the Cardinals to beat Brownsville Rivera on Saturday. They're going to get that train rolling, like I said earlier this week. The big pieces, they got district win number 1, and the even bigger pieces to the puzzle was getting Leo Tienda back. So, Harlingen.
All right. Best of luck. Is that our last game?
That's it. We're done with the picks.
All right. Best of luck to all the teams playing this week. I think this week we had a little life lesson. Keep your head on straight. But for the most part, I do want to say this. At the website, we don't put pictures of like kids that do something wrong. We don't do that. We might put pictures up of things they might have done, but we won't put the picture of the kid. I think personally, as a father, I would never put a picture of somebody else's kid that did something wrong. It feels I think it's wrong, and I think that outlets that do that have a dirty past should probably not do that as well. So you know what I'm talking about. So if you got your own police record, I wouldn't be putting other kids on there. So that's just me. So, you guys, anything?
Yeah, no. Hope everyone has a nice week and restful weekend. Other than that, I'm good.
Kevin?
See you at the games Thursday night. Is Mission Veterans and Pioneer. I'll be there. And then Friday night, Rob and I will be at the Vela Edinburgh game. So see you guys there. I will not lose my phone. So
For 956, this is Robert Vela, Kevin Nutter, and Jake Berry, and we'll see you next week. Thanks a lot.